If you enjoy the Ranveer Show, this is the channel for you. You don't have to consume every single podcast, but you have to binge watch all the clips on this channel. It's TRS Clips. Does it also play a role in explaining things like Atlantis?
Hey man, let's talk about Dwarka because recently in India, off the Gujarat coast, there are so many cities that have submerged. Actually, recently in the news, so many cities have emerged out of the water because the water is just dried out, close to them. So, when I was a child, I used to love the story of Atlantis. I used to
You'll have to give the people a 101 on the story.
On the story of Atlantis. It's a mythical realm that drowned underwater after a long time, short story. But I can give you a story about Indian Atlantis, that is Dwarka, right?
Sure.
Just off the coast of Gujarat. It was a city, a well-planned city that could have been a dockyard, a huge trading port for the country, essentially, with the rest of the world, especially Africa and Europe and Central Asia and all of that, that eventually got submerged underwater. I currently work with the Archaeological Survey of India. And underwater archaeology is a big priority for us, where you need to go underwater and see what is there, what is the extent of that landmass, how big did India look in the past, or how different did it look in the past.
Why are you saying priority?
Priority because it is it's the main, what is the mandate of the Archaeological Survey of India? It's three things: exploration, excavation, conservation. So exploration of the underwater heritage also is a priority for the country. There aren't so many experts in marine archaeology. Actually, when I did my first master's, I studied at the School of Oriental and African Studies. I went there primarily because they had a course in marine archaeology. Unfortunately for me, I think mera bura samay chal raha tha, but unfortunately for me, the professor who was teaching it went on a sabbatical. So I actually ended up specializing in esoteric Indian religions or Tantra in South Asia and Southeast Asia. So yeah.
Is Dwarka and all these submerged parts of India a point of interest for the global world of archaeology as well? Are they looking at this particular region of the world as the next big historical digging site?
I wouldn't call it the next big, but a very important site of interest. So we have a terminology in archaeology called AOI, area of interest, right? Why are they important, first of all? Because they're the first connecting point with other civilizations. Dwarka, that could have been submerged right now, could have been a port where other people were interacting with India. So from that global perspective, they play a very critical role. Say, like Indus Valley civilization, most of it is in Pakistan. A lot of it is in India. Unfortunately, most of it that is in India is still underground. In fact, I'm working on an excavation in Rakhi Gadi. Rakhi Gadi is in Hisar in Haryana, and it's a village. The entire village is on a mound. That means the entire village lives on a civilization that existed probably 10,000 BCE. Now we call it before Common Era. Earlier it used to be before Christ, but now we call it before Common Era. And CE instead of AD is called Common Era. So 1000 BCE tak, jo log wahan par, the people that were staying there, that area has filled up with dust. So thus there is a mound that is found. And on top of that mound is a heavily populated village. And we are conducting excavations over there. So the reason I'm talking about Indus Valley civilizations because that is the first civilization of India that had direct contacts with the rest of the world. It also had a port, which is found in Gujarat called Lothal. So places like Lothal that were receiving people from Mesopotamia, from Central Asia, and from where all, we don't even have the evidence because we can't read the Harappan script, right? Otherwise, we would know a lot more information. They serve a very important role in showing human interactions. You see, human interactions that are transcontinental.
If you enjoyed this video, just know that this entire channel is full of playlists that'll take you down different pathways of learning. All sorts of subjects, all sorts of genres, all sorts of guests, but the one commonality, lots of knowledge. Enjoy TRS Clips.